Welcome to episode 23 of Where Civilization Started Over. We'll be starting out over here where I've updated the trade routes, so there it is, but we'll be starting out over here where we've actually seen a few new countries pop up. Why are these countries? Why the people decide to make their own country over here? That's for you to decide, because I have no idea at this point, and I feel like I just keep on using the same ideas for why countries pop up, so we'll be seeing this paint country here pop up along these lakes here. It will also be seeing a country pop up over here. And this country will also start to explore further into this unexplored land as they explore a bit south and also a bit north. They'll then expand into some of that land there. Anyways, these countries will need capitals, so looking at the trade out, they'll both be putting their capitals on that, so this country over here will be putting their capital right there, and this country will be putting their capital right there. Coming over to this country here is also going to be expanding. As it expands into this land here, it'll then explore some new land that has not been explored yet. As they explore all of this up here, and down here they explore a lot of the land down here as they explore all of this here. They will then expand as they expand into all of this land up here. And all of this land over here. Going over to this green country, in the last episode they lost a war against the red country and this country here and the rest of the Star Alliance, and we are going to be seeing them decide to get some new land to replace the land that they lost, so they will start exploring over here as they explore a lot of this land here. And they will continue to explore this land as they put more and more resources into exploring it. Eventually, they will start to expand into this new land as they expand into all of this here. They will then start exploring this land here, and then expand into it as they expand into all of that there. And they basically just doubled in size. However, they're also not very stable after the war in the last episode, and we're actually going to see over here a breakaway as this area over here completely breaks away, including some of the land that the green team just expanded into. Their capital will be in the major city, the one major city that is in this breakaway. I need to update the major city layer at some point. I'll probably do it either between this episode and next episode, or next episode and the episode after that. Anyways, we will now be going down here to South America, where every country down here is part of the Diamond Alliance, and these countries, the point of the Diamond Alliance was to get rid of all countries that were not part of that alliance, and that's because these four are actually going to unite into one country. As they all unite, the capital will be the capital of the orange one, as it was their idea, and these three just all went along with it while the rest wanted their own countries. But we see all of South America unite, and I am just realizing how much major cities there are down here. Anyways, going over to this country here, they are starting to get pretty unstable as they have expanded quite a bit along the coast. And we're going to see this area down here break away, as all of this area here breaks away. Their capital will be right there. And after breaking away, they will actually do some expanding. However, they're going to expand further north into Africa, away from the coast. They will expand a bit along the coast as they expand over like this, but they're mostly going to be expanding up here near where the capital is, as one of the reasons why this country, why it broke away, is because of how far away it was from the capital over here. So this country will start to expand further away from the coast to stay closer to their capital instead of stretching out like the other country did. And they will expand into all of this land here. Going over to the dark gray and pink countries, the pink country is going to explore around this lake here. They'll also explore a lot more land as they start exploring massive bits of land as they explore. They eventually find this lake here. They will then expand as they expand up along this lake here and into this area over here. I don't know what is happening with paint. Okay, there. Anyways, this gray country will also be doing some expanding as they expand into this area here. They'll also explore up along here over to this lake here. Speaking of this lake, we're actually going to see some people from the Dark Lake country come over here and set up their own country. Their capital will be right there. Actually, will be there on the very edge there. Up here we are going to see the Lime team continue to explore further into desert. This time they'll be exploring a lot more of the desert though, as they hope that they'll find something useful, but they just find more sand and more sand because desert, I don't know, there's just a desert here, and they just continue to explore, and a lot of the explorers are just dying from how bad it is over here. And then the Lime team will expand a bit as they expand down along here. Anyways, coming over to this country here, they will also be expanding as they explore over here. They will expand into this land along here. And up here. Anyways, coming over to Europe, we're going to see this country here expand into the rest of this unclaimed land here. However, they want more land, and they start looking at their neighbors and deciding which one to invade. And they choose this country here. So with that, they start sending their troops into the country, quickly taking this major city here. We then see this Pink Country. This country here used to be part of the Pink Country, and the Pink Country decides, you know what, let's get some land back. As they go in, they take the capital, and the country falls over to the two. With that, I'm going too far back. With that, they will divide the country up, with the Pink Country getting these three provinces, one of which being the capital province, so they'll get the capital plus these other two southern provinces. And the rest will go over to this yellow country here. Going over to this blue country, we're actually going to see they are not very stable, and we see a massive breakaway happen, as this is a massive chunk of this country breaks away. The blue country will respond by sending troops to deal with it, as they send the military in. However, then we see this gray country that also broke away from them start to push in to the blue country as they take this province here and start going to this province. The red country will push back against the blue country, and the blue country will make an attempt to push the gray one out, which they will somewhat do, but it's very difficult, as the two are pretty equal now that this part is broken away. However, eventually the blue will kick the gray out, and all three of these will agree to peace, with the borders looking like how they do now. The capital of the new country will be right there. Actually, no, let's put it over here in this area here. That would be fun. That's where the capital is going to go. No, I'm joking. It's going up here. Anyways, going up to Greenland, we're going to see the Norwegians continue to explore it as they explore throughout it, going up north. They'll be pretty slow though because of how cold it is here. Eventually though, all of this area here will be explored and Norway will expand into this explored area, taking a lot of the explored land. And now looking like this. Going over to this blue country here. They are also going to be expanding as they explore further north. They also explore over here a bit. And we'll explore down into this area here. We'll also see the Caucasus Empire do some exploring as they explore further north. But this blue country will then expand as they expand into a lot of this area along here. We'll also be seeing the Caucasus Empire expand as they expand along this land here. And then surprisingly, we see the Caspian Sea country expand as they expand a tiny bit over here. Which I say surprisingly because they don't really care that much about the land that is not around the Caspian Sea. But they do expand a tiny bit. Going over to the China area, I guess I'll call it. We see a lot of these countries didn't want China to like completely get split up. They wanted like this rebellion here. There was three parts of it. The part that wanted to join up with the Taiwan country, the part that wanted to have its own country, and then a part that wanted to take over all of China. And the part that wanted to join up with Taiwan did that, however. The parts that wanted to take over China and make it their own were just thrown into this new country here. So we're actually going to see them break away as this land over here. Whoa. Not the entire country, what? All this land will break away. Okay, I don't like that color, it's too close to the Vietnamese color. How about this color? Oh, that just fib code in Vietnam. That's too close to that color now. Oh, and I'm messing everything up now. Okay. That's too close to the original China color. Okay, apparently there's no good color for this. There, this light blue color. This light blue color is going to break away. However, the original country is the pink one is stronger, so they're going to start pushing back into this area here. However, then this red country is actually going to send troops to the blue country down here, and they start pushing back against this country. We then see the red start to push into this country as they push in over here and take a good bit of this land here. They will then agree to let this country live, but just in these provinces over here, so they will get these provinces here back. However, most of these provinces are going to go over to, like all these provinces down here are going to go over to the red country. The pink country will also get this southern province here back. However, all of this land here will go over to the red. And then we actually see this country join up with the red, as this country and the red country are both want to unite China, so they will so this country will unite with the red country. We then see the red country push into this blue country here, quickly taking the capital. And this blue country was incredibly weak. It was the weakest of the old Chinese country provinces, but of the countries cut out from the old China country. But we then see them get invaded, fully next by this red country. As this red country wants to unite China under its rule instead of this China's rule, so anyways, we can remove the capital there. And China is looking a lot more different now, as this country was pushed back to just this. The blue country is completely gone. Anyways, that is where this episode is going to be. That is where this episode is going to end. So if you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.